Right. So, as far as Jira itself is concerned, because Jira is a project management cum bug tracking tool, which is used widely across agile projects when we are working, either it can be on Scrum or Kanban, all that. In this regard, even dashboards, whatever we creating reports for the data dashboards and all by visualizing the data is one of the key and important element one has to be performed with. In this regard, so it's always important for us to create different data sources, because how to create the data sources and all everything is what we need to know it. Means we need to create some data sources and all everything. At the same time, whatever the kind of data relationships you wants to create, followed by tokens administrations and all everything is what something which normally being into application development, whenever we are working on the project, it is always important. So accessing the tokens followed by the kind of data relationships what we have whenever we are trying to connect with data relations, right? So at the same time, the kind of templates what we are using. At the same time, creating data sources for Power BI is also one of the key and important element. In Jira, we can use it because Power BI is a data visualization tool across industries will be using. So whenever we are working on the Power BI part, this is majorly used for data visualization purpose. Visualize the data, followed by this, whatever the required reports we want to generate, everything can be generated in this regard. In this part, whenever we are working on the Jira application in context to the external applications, something like Tableau, Power BI, right? So these are the different data visualization tools which normally we use. In this regard, so one of the tool is called Power BI, which is what we have taken. So whenever we have taken a Power BI tool, here we need to create a data resource first because we need to create a data resources. For example, data resource called stock, right? So for example, is simply, right? So this is about stock position is what something which I'm taking. Uh, right. So stock position is what something I have taken, right? So here we need to write down the description of the stock position, etc. This is what something which normally we do. And now when you want to apply this to the filters and all that, especially Jira software, whenever we are working on, here we need to view, because if you want to view any kind of settings and all, we can do that. That's a different story. So once we are making any kind of generalized settings and all, here we need to select the project, whichever the project is which we are working on, so that we have to select the project. At the same time, whatever the kind of board you have, right? So that board has to be selected. Followed by, for example, this is we are using for the sprint called this. Okay, so this is what something which we have to be updated in this regard, right? So this can be updated even for the boards also. For example, this is a Scrum board we have taken. This we have to be taken into consideration. At the same time, whenever we are working on the sprints and all, we need to select that particular active sprint. Because unless until if there is no active sprint we have taken, then there will be of no value. Next, we need to board the sprint, which is active. At the same time, board issue, which is of Scrum. Next, board backlog issues, Scrum it was. Issues in sprint, which is active. Sprint reports, which is active reports has to be taken into consideration, whatever that and all everything. Next, if you want to sprint reports, sprint report issues and all, we need to select the active part. So this is how generally we do. So whenever we are doing this, you can see the preview of ERD. This is where generally the entity relationship diagram for the stock position of the data resource, which you can see it over here. Okay, this is what something which we have created. And this is what something which normally it appears. So whenever we are working on this application, whenever we try to see this application from a larger context and all, this is what and how generally the boards of data which we have created and subsequent changes and all whatever is needed will be done in this regard. Followed by this, we can save it and we can use it in the Power BI. Because for the data visualization purpose and all everything, this is what something normally we use it. This is how generally Jira can be connected to Power BI, which is majorly useful for the people who are working on the Jira side. Either it can be in operation side or admin side. or else from the development side or a business analyst side and all. Many of the people requires Connect to have Jira with Power BI Connect is what something required so that it is more familiar to them and they can be used in the real world, right? So this is all about session. If you have any training needs as well as coaching needs, any queries, please reach out to the contact details which will be posted in below to this video. Thank you.